Looks like everybody took their meds today. All right. Let's go ahead and look at them. I'm going to do them by subject. That way they'll be in order. And it looks like the first one is 3.1, 20/12. 3.1, 20/12. 20 in the book, number 12 online. I don't have no idea. I'll tell you if it's a test question or not. Probably not a test question, because when it has more than 3 or 4 parts, I usually don't do test questions. But the material on here is test questions, so this question is not a test question because it has too many parts. But the material is testable as far as separate questions. So I'll tell you that in just a minute. I'm going to go to the Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to treat this like 2 separate problems. So if you might want to turn off that front light, you may be able to see the screen better. Just a suggestion. And if you can't see the screen, then you need to get up and move where you can see it. And I'll pull up that Excel spreadsheet. It should be pulling up now. Why isn't it pulling up? Okay, I'll do it again. Open an Excel. Allow. And it should be pulling it up. I don't know why it's not pulling it up. Been pulling them up all day. Why is it stopped now? Breathe, Hubert, breathe. Open in Excel. Okay. Now we got to, okay. The computer has now decided that we have to mash a button now. Okay, just started that in the last few minutes. All right, you see, they got it as one problem with 2 different data tables. So we're going to break it up into 2 different problems. So I'm going to take this section right here, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to bring it down here. Now I'm going to blow this up where you can see it, because I know you can't see it on the back row. I'll blow it up a little bit more, and let's center everything. Go ahead and be writing those values down, please. And I will also make the background just a shade darker. And maybe it's easier on your eyes. There you go. Everybody can see those numbers?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, write those numbers down or put them in your spreadsheet. And then I'll just go over here and I'll write down all the stuff we're going to find. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, standard deviation. Go down here and do the interquartile range or 5-number summary. Let's do the 5-number summary first. 5-number summary. Mean, first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, and the max. Now, as you can see, there's probably, most of these questions are going to ask you for two things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 5 different questions here on the test. Now the median, how many numbers we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means the middle two numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The middle two numbers are going to give us our median. So I'll highlight those yellow, which is also going to be this number and that number. The mean is going to be all those numbers added up, divided by 12. Y'all check my mean and tell me if that's what y'all got. Now, I'm going to say this, and I mean it with all sincerity. I'm here to teach you how to do this. I'm showing you that this is a very important problem. If you ain't got enough sense to listen to it, if you ain't got enough sense to listen to me, are you just going to talk when I talk? Are y'all finished? Are we finished? I asked Zach Rowe if we could handle this, and you said to a last week or two, you said y'all could handle this. Can y'all handle this?
We didn't say anything. Nobody said anything.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, as I take the mean, and then we're going to find the median. That's equal to, you got to forgive me, when my voice carries into that room, it sounds like y'all are talking. I'm sorry.
Sir, I'm
It
in
must be
here.
feedback.
Sir,
All right?
sir, I'm in here.
Yes.
I'm the librarian. I promise you, they have been quite as nice.
Thank you. Then it must be, it's got to be my voice. I told y'all that a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. All right. First plus the second, my apologies. Divided by 2. Now it's not doing it. I don't know what that feedback is, but it just sounds like, huh?
The door to the hallway was also open, so we think you might have been hearing kids talking out there. It's closed now.
Okay, thank you. That might be it, but I don't know. All right. All right, now the mode. I don't really care about the mode because these are decimals. I doubt very seriously code with decimals. So I'm going to say NA. And if you find the decimal, and if you find the mode, that's great. I'm just not going to worry about it. Range is equal to the highest minus the lowest. And that totally messed up. Hold on. The highest minus lowest. That can't be right. They don't have them in order. Hold on a second. I didn't put them in order. Got to put them in order, folks. I didn't know they wasn't in order. Sorry, y'all. You might have to rewrite them. I'm sorry. Crap. I didn't know they wasn't in order. I suck. At least I'm honest. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two numbers right here. Those are going to be, that's going to be your median. Yeah, evidently it's the feedback from my voice. I still hear it, and y'all ain't, I guess y'all ain't saying anything. There we go, 7.49. Give me a thumbs up if that's what y'all got for your median. Thank you. All right, so let's keep going now that I figured out what in order. And the mid-range is your your maximum plus your minimum divided by 2. And now we're going to find the variance. Remember, the variance, you got to read the formula. The variance of data is equal to the summation of x minus x bar quantity squared over n minus 1. So we're going to subtract the mean. Yeah, that's my voice. From each x, square each, and add them all what? Now I tell y'all to read the formula, and that's what it says. I'm going to subtract the mean from each one of my x's. I'm going to square that number, and I'm going to add them all up, and that's going to be my numerator. One, two, three. It's got to be it. Every time I say something, I hear that, so it's got to be something to do with them. I'll shut up. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take x minus x bar, x minus x bar, and that's going to equal 7.34 minus 7.533. And I'm going to copy that down. And the next one is x minus x bar squared. That's going to equal this raised to the second power. And add all those up. And that should do that not there. I'm going to give y'all a minute to catch up. That's going to equal this guy divided by 11, because 12 minus 1 is 11. And then the standard deviation is equal to the square root of the what?
Variance.
What is the standard deviation equal to?
Square root of the variance.
Square root of the variance. Thank you. And that should be your numbers right there. Okay, who's got questions? All right. Min is equal to this equal to that number. And that's equal to the max. Okay, where is 7.49? Somebody tell me where 7.49 is. Somebody tell me where 7.49 is.
The middle.
It's right between 7.48 and 7. So how many numbers are above that red dot? How many numbers are above that red dot?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the middle two numbers are used to find the median. I meant to find the first quartile. That noise is driving me crazy. And the more I talk, the more I hear it. Equals this guy. Let's see, I'm putting a parenthesis around that. I'm just talking out loud. I'm not talking. Time plus this guy divided by 2. Did that do something? I don't hear it no more. And these two numbers right here these two numbers, I don't know why I just did that. I'll color them red. I would ask if there was any good football games this weekend, but it's still cupcake weekend. Equals parentheses 7 plus 0.56 plus 7.64 divided by 2. And there is your 5-number summary. So I can get my interquartile range now. Quartile range is equal to the third quartile minus the what? First quartile. Write that down if you didn't know it. It's in your book. Okay, the interquartile range is your third quartile minus your first quartile. Your lower parameter is equal to the first quartile minus 1.5 times interquartile range. That's in your book also. The upper is equal to the third quartile plus 1.5 times the interquartile range. And that, my friends, is all I'm going to ask you on Chapter 3 material. That's all I'm going to ask you. All that. Now, what do you do with it? Well, here's what you do with it. I'm going to do the Empirical rule right here. Mean is in front. And what do we add to the mean on the right side? What do we add to the mean? Standard deviation, Hubert. That's right, class. The 3 standard deviations. That's 1, 2, 3. And then what do we do to the standard deviation on the left?
Subtract.
Add or subtract it?
Subtract.
Thank you. And take it. That's 1 standard deviation, 2 and 3 standard deviations. So now we can do our empirical rule. So now I take my copy right here that probably nobody printed out. And you're going to get tired of drawing it on the test or the homework. And I'm going to add 7.53 in the middle. And I can find my pen. And it has disappeared. There it is. 7.53, 7.66, 7.78, and 7.91, and 7.41, and 7.28, and 7.16. What's normal? Somebody tell me what normal is. Within 2 what?
2 standard deviations.
Within 2 standard deviations is normal. And y'all can't even hear that noise, can you?
Sir?
Y'all can't hear it, can you?
No, sir.
That is so annoying. That is called normal. And then what's outside of 2 standard deviations? What's just right outside 2?
Unusual.
Unusual. Thank you. You're the one that listened. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew somebody had to listen. And then the Michael Jordans and the, what's his name? Oh gosh, can't. Tiger Woods and the Tom Brady.
Outliers.
Those are what?
Outliers.
Did the Buccaneers win Thursday night or the Cowboys win?
Bucks won.
Who won?
The Bucks.
I thought they did. I don't see how they could. I don't see how they could help but win. All right. So if they ask you a homework question or a test question, this is a test question right here. Somebody tell me what the number 8 would be. What would 8 be?
Very, very outlier.
8 would be an outlier. What would 7.6 be?
Normal.
There you go. Now, there's another way to check for an outlier, and that is the interquartile range. The interquartile range says that right there, the interquartile range says that number should be 7.26. And the interquartile range says this number should be 7.8. And as you can see, they're not too far off. This is 7.91 and this is 7.16. So they're not far off. Now, I've just shown you everything that I could possibly ask you on a test. Everything from the mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, the 5 number. Oh, we hadn't done the box plot. I'll do that for you right quick. The box plot's pretty simple. Draw your number line. Number line has 7.34 right here and 7.81 right here, and the mid-range is 7.58. Now, I have no idea. $7.34, $7, that's 34, half of 34 is 17. So that's going to be 751 or 741.
751.
Let's see, let's see, half of
It's 51.
17 be 51.
Yes.
751, 17 here would be what? 60, 73?
What, like, added to the
773, sorry.
Wait, what?
Say again?
How did you get that one?
You find the mid-range of these two.
Oh,
734 plus 758 divided by 2. That'd be 14.92, and that'd be 7.46.
Because it's 24 and 34.
okay, you're good. I was just kind of confused.
This one's wrong too. 7.58 plus 7.81 divided by 2. That'd be 15. 15.8. That'd be 13 and 9.
Yeah.
7.18, something like that. No,
7.695.
Thank you. 69. I can't. Oh, that's supposed to be. That's 13, 6,
95.
and then 9. 7.69. Now, once you graduate your number line, light blue is my 7.46. My orange is 7.6. And my yellow is 7.5. So that looks pretty much a little bit, if you were going by a curve, it would look something like that, which is a little bit skewed right. Because this is your skew right here. All the data is on the left side of the center, so it's skewed right. Now I have asked you everything that I could ask you out of chapter 3. Now that's for the first part. Now I'm going to show you the second part, but I'm going to show you a little bit easier. Do it with the calculator. So put these in order. I'm going to put them in order for you. And I want you to type them in your calculator. Meanwhile, I'm going to get my calculator pulled up. I'm going to punch them in. And here we go. Stat. Edit.
You can't do that.
And I'm going to clear this one. So that's going to be clear. Enter. And I'm going to type these in, even though that annoying noise is getting on my nerves. 4.78. 5.09, 5.13, 5.15, 5.2, 5.21, 5.23, 5.24. That ain't right. 0.24, 5.25, 3 times, and 5.25. I think 5.25 is our, and 5.52. Y'all good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now all you hit is math, stat, calculate, first variable statistic, and go down and hit calculate. Now, the only thing this gives you is it gives you X bar, which is your mean, is 5.1917, and it gives you SX, which is your standard deviation. And that's equal to 0.1672. Gives you your 5-number summary. Mean is 4.78. Your first quartile is 5.14. The median is 5.22. Third quartile is 5.25. And the max is 5.52. Now, I got a question for y'all. Does the calculator give you everything that I can test you on?
No. No.
No, it does not. So you're going to have to work no matter what. Okay, you're going to have to find stuff on your own no matter what. Now, I can do I could do this. Let's check our work. Let me take this and let me hit copy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me hit copy, Control C, Control C, go down here and hit Control V. There you go. Now, oh, I forgot. Sorry. Got to turn my stuff on. Okay. So, somebody tell me, what number do you need to look at in order for me to tell me if this data is tight or not? What number do you look at to tell if this data is all together or not?
Standard deviation.
Exactly. So which group of data has the smallest standard deviation? The bottled water. The bottled water has a smaller standard deviation, which means the data is closer together. So I would be willing to bet you the second set of data, or the bottled water, is the better set of data.
Why did we get a different standard deviation on the calculator than what's up there?
Then probably the spreadsheet is off a little bit. I'll have to go through and check each one. Hold on a second, I'll do that. Sometimes when you copy and paste, you have to check it.
Okay.
So that would be A18 minus this guy F4 and enter. Hold on a second. Equals this guy minus this guy and F4. Usually the mean is off. Let me check the mean. Now check it and see if that works out.
That fixed it.
Okay. Let me check it with the calculator. Yeah, 0.1672 against 0.167. So there you go. So you can still see, okay, now which one, the standard deviation still 167 against 125. I guess this data is tighter. So the tap water data is tighter. Now, how many test questions do you have here? Well, I'll show you. You've got one test question right here that asks you right here the empirical rule. Then you got another test question in a quartile range, lower and upper. And then you got these questions, which you could probably get 4 or 5 questions out of the 5-number summary and the mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, standard deviations. You probably got about 8 questions. Probably got 16 questions, test questions right here. Between the two sets of data, you got plenty of questions right there. If you can do these 2 sets of data and you can do all the math that I just did, you are well ready for this test. If you're on like mode and you haven't got all of the other stuff done yet, then you're lost. Okay. All right, next question. Next question. I'm going to go over one of the questions that was very simple, but a lot of people sent this question. And do you know why they sent it? They're not following directions. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if this is it. 3.213/5. 3.213/5. 3.213/5. Nope, this is just real simple. Compute the range and sample standard deviation. So you can do this on a calculator. I'm going to do it on an Excel spreadsheet so you can see the numbers, and I'll put them in order for you. Just give me a second so you can see it. There you go. Let me put them in order for you. You're welcome. Data. All right, there you go. I'm going to do everything. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. 5-number summary. The mean, first, second, the third, and the max. Go ahead and do the interquartile range, lower, and the upper. Go ahead and do the empirical rule. It's the mean. And I'm going to add mean plus the standard deviation. F4. 2 times on the right. And I'm going to subtract standard deviation. It's supposed to be a minus symbol. And I'm going to copy that 2 places to the left. Okay. So here we go. The mean is going to be equal to the summation of all those numbers. We got 8 numbers divided by 8. The median is going to be 8 numbers, so that's the middle 2 numbers are going to be added together. Equals parentheses this number plus this number divided by 2. Mode, I have no idea. Can somebody tell me 40/50 the mode?
Yes.
40/50. The range is equal to that minus this. The range is equal to the max plus the min divided by 2. Variance, well, I'm going to subtract this number minus mean. F4. I'm going to copy those down. I'm going to square each one of those. I'm going to add that up. And that's the numerator. What's 8 minus 1?
7.
Be your variance. And then the standard deviation is equal to that number raised to the 0.5 power. And that doesn't look right. We'll make sure I did everything right. Minus 3652. F4. Copy that down. Raise that to the second power. Check that. Looks right to me. Add them all up. Okay, that's a very high standard deviation. Min is equal to this guy. Max is equal to this guy. And these 2 numbers are going to be added together and divided. And these 2 numbers are going to be added together and divided. So equals parentheses this guy plus this guy divided by 2.
Yes, sir.
And this guy plus this guy divided by 2. Interquartile range is equal to the third quartile minus the first quartile. And then the lower is equal to the first quartile minus 1.5 times the interquartile range. And the upper is equal to the third quartile plus 1.5 times the interquartile range. And let me move this. Oops, that won't work. Yeah, something's not right. Something is not right. I don't like the way this is looking. All right, let's type it in the handy dandy calculator and let's see what we get. I want to check this because I have a feeling something's not right. Stat, edit, and I'm going to clear because I don't want to delete all those. So I'm just going to clear it. 2890, I'm sorry, 2980, 3100, 3200, 3860, 3960, 4020, dang old John Deere, 4050, and 4050. Go to stat. Go to calculate first variable statistic. Go to calculate my 3652. That's right. The standard deviation is 470. I knew that standard deviation wasn't right. I knew it was too big. I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with it. That variance has to be wrong. Somebody found it? What's wrong with it? Anybody know what's wrong with it? Function F4. Get the same numbers. The mean is right. If the mean is right, then I'm using the mean correctly. This number raised to the second power. And these numbers are right. And that number is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then that number's got to be divided by 7. Equals this number divided by 7. And then that number is this number raised to the 0.5 power. That looks better. Let's see, what was standard deviation? 470. I thought it was kind of high. Look at the quartiles. 3150, 3910, 4035, and 4050. So you can find a lot of that stuff, you know, by the calculator, but some of it you can't. All right. Next. I'm watching the clock for those. I know some of y'all start, you know, fidgeting. We're good. All right. That was 3.213, 3.218.5. 3.218.5. All right, I want you to do this one, 3.218.5. I'll give you a hint. You don't have to do any of what we did on the spreadsheet. Well, a little bit. You don't need to use a calculator unless you just can't add. So there's 3 of these on the test. There's 3 or 4 of these questions on the test. I'll blow it up as much as I can. Is that good? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Can anybody tell me what you're going to use?
The empirical rule?
Good job. So that thing that nobody printed out, right there. Somebody printed it out? I told you one of y'all did.
2. Do
And 18 is your mean. A says mean is equal to 18. And the standard deviation for A is what? 3 inches? So that's going to be 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3. So let me take my colors because this is what I showed y'all time and time again. 2 standard deviations is what?
Normal?
Normal. So from 12 to 24 is normal. And from 12 to 9 is unusual. And from 27 to infinity is what? Outlier. So what does the question ask? What does A ask?
How many standard deviations is 27 inches from 18 inches?
27. So here's the middle, here's the mean. 1, 2, 3. 3 standard deviations, and that means it's an outlier. So 3 standard deviations. Yes, because it's more than 2, so it's unusual. All right, let's do 27. Okay, it says, suppose the standard deviation is 6 inches. Suppose the standard deviation is 6 inches. So that means we got a mean of 18 and a standard deviation of 6 inches. So that's 18, 24, 30, 36. 18 minus 6 is 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Now, a lot of you saying, well, good gosh, he's going to color every one of these things. Yes, if it helps you get 3 questions on the test right, yeah, I'm going to do it. Because I know that, let's see, there's 15 of y'all. 2 of y'all is going to get these questions wrong. 2 of you. Because that's about 10%. And there's always 2% deadheads in every class. Y'all know what a deadhead is, right? Somebody can't spell mom backwards. Or spell race car backwards. All right. So what do they ask? Question says, hold on. What does C say? Suppose the standard deviation is 27 inches far away from the mean of 8. Is 27 inches far away? Yes or no? 27 inches would be right here. Normal or unusual?
Normal.
Normal. See how easy that is? But I know you don't want to print them out. You'd rather take the extra time and draw each one of them. Next question. Next question is 3.2, 25. Okay, look at this one. This one. Anybody got a question, or y'all discussing the problem?
Discussing.
You're discussing the problem. Okay. All right. Here's a table. What are you going to do? We got to put them in order first. Now, I'm going to let you look at them because I can't blow them up on the spreadsheet. So I want you to type those in your calculator. Type them in your calculator. Let me know when y'all start getting them in. Now, some of y'all may not know how to sort on your calculator. I'll show you. God, that drives me crazy. It sounds like somebody's laughing.
Well, not laughing at you.
No.
I know. It just sounds like somebody's laughing every time I say something. And y'all can't hear it.
Nope.
I'm not crazy. I don't hear voices. It just must be some kind of feedback. It's the Russians. Whenever something don't go your way, you blame the Russians or the Ukraine or China.
They do. They started COVID, didn't they? Did they?
Wait, no,
Just tell them.
yeah, no,
There you go.
What are y'all talking about? Who started what?
Talking about China starting COVID.
Yeah, they did. It started in a Chinese lab.
Like I don't know why y'all are getting like so testy about that's where it started.
Oh, I got a question for you. Who makes all the masks?
China, they put it in.
China.
They did it beforehand.
Who hates America? China.
It's gotta be China.
Even Americans don't want.
Who wants control of the Middle East besides Russia? China.
Yay, it's always the Russians and the Chinese. Yeah, it is.
We're having a discussion.
Who stands up to China? Nobody we got in the White House. Bad, Hubert. Bad. That man don't know how to make a ham sandwich, much less run the country. All right, y'all got him in yet?
Wow.
No, sir.
All right, y'all need to hurry up. That's why it's better to use the Excel spreadsheet on these homework problems. You spend too much time typing them in.
For the me? Yeah.
Shout when I close my eyes.
Why do people ask questions on Facebook that they can find on Google?
Because they wanna start a bunch of.
Yo, no.
Neither one are reliable.
That is so annoying. Do you know how annoying that is? I got some friends.
It's 11. Tell me if
That is so annoying.
Yes.
Put that on speakerphone.
All you got to do is Google it.
Just gotta go. You leave Facebook for questions like that right there.
It's a conspiracy, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a big conspiracy. That's what it's
All right. I'm going to copy these over, and then you can finish on when I put it. Well, I got to wait. Because I'm going to put them in order, and you don't have them in order yet.
That's a lot of numbers. I got two.
All right, y'all through typing them in?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to go to Excel spreadsheet. And I know you're not going to be able to see all of them on my spreadsheet because I'm going to see there they are. But I'm going to put them in order for you. There you go. And data. And they're in order. Now let's see what the question is asking. According to determine the sample standard deviation weight. Okay. I'm going to show you a trick now. I'm going to show everybody this trick. Watch now. I'm just going to highlight. I'm going to put standard deviation. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to auto sum. And watch what I do here. More functions. And I'm going to type in S. And there is standard deviation. STDV. DEV. Write that down. STDEV. And I'm going to highlight that column and hit enter. And there is my standard deviation. Remember, STDEV in spreadsheet. STDEV, highlight the column and hit enter twice. And that will give you the standard deviation. Check your calculator, see if you got the same thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so 0.03579. So let me ask you a question. Can I do I don't have the mean. I can find the mean. And that's equal to the summation of all these numbers divided by 48. Divided by 48. Now, when you see the mean and the standard deviation in a problem, I'm going to highlight these green. When you see the mean and standard deviation in a problem, chances are they're asking you for the empirical rule. Write that down. If the question just gives you the mean and the standard deviation, chances are you're going to be asked to do the empirical rule. So the mean goes in the middle. And we add the mean plus standard deviation. 3 standard deviations on the right. And we subtract. And that's 3 standard deviations on the left. Within 2 standard deviations, when you do 2 standard deviations, you're talking about what? Normal, right? 2 standard deviations is normal.
Yes, sir.
Then outside 2 standard deviations is unusual. And then outside 3 standard deviations is what? Outliers.
Oh.
That'll get you laughing.
So, I don't know what they're going to ask, but let's see what they're going to ask. In the question, it asks, the standard deviation is 0.036. We got that. On the base of a company histogram, a company on the appropriate of using empirical rule to make a general statement about the weights of the weights are bell-shaped. Let's see what else it asks. Okay, somebody tell me, using the empirical rule, what percentage will be between 0.803 and 947? So look at the empirical rule. 0.803. Oh, hold on a second. 0.803 here and 0.947. 95%?
Yes, sir.
It's green, so it should be 95%. Determine the actual, somebody tell me what actual percentage is.
What percentage of all of the weights are actually in that?
So how are you going to get that? How are you going to find that number?
The number of weights in that section divided by all of them?
48. Yep. So let's go and find between 803 and 947. Between 803 and 947. And that, we're gonna color that green. And how many is that? Well, it's all but 2. So that's what, 46 divided by 48? So somebody take 46 and divide it by 48 and tell me what you get.
That's gonna be, 0.958.
So 95.8. All right, somebody tell me how much percentage by the empirical rule is going to be above 0.911? Above 0.911. Well, hold on. We're going to have to draw this. 0.911. This is 0.875. Now, please pay attention here because this is a test question. 0.875, 0.911, 0.946, 0.982, 0.839, 0.803, and 0.767. Somebody tell me by the empirical rule, and I'm going to use a different color, what's the percent above 0.911? What's the percentage above 0.911?
So 16%.
13.5 and 2.5, 16%. So 16 should be the empirical rule. Now we got to count. How many actually weigh more than 0.911? 0.911 is right here. Now, did they say more than or equal to? More than or equal to, or what did they actually say? They said more than, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Well, more than 0.911 would be these numbers. And how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody take 6 and divide by 48, please.
12.5%. It's multiple of 8.
6 divided by 48.
12.5%. Where?
Shuffle, said 0.125.
12.5.
And that's how you do that question. So you got to check it with the empirical rule, then you got to count. Then you check with the empirical rule, then you have to count. Question, right, complaint. Okay. And that'll take care of the questions except for this one. What is this one? 3.34/4. 3.34/4. Let's see what it looks like. I want you to do this on your, since we're pressed for time. Oh, I'm going to show you how to do it the quick way with your calculator. First of all, you got to find what is the midpoint of 25 and 34. Somebody find the midpoint of 25 and 34, please.
29.5.
20 what?
29.5.
Okay, 29.5. And what's the class width? 10? Class width is 10. So that's going to be 39.5, 49.5, 59.5, and 69.5. Is that how far we go? Let me see. Oh my goodness. Okay, it just goes to, this goes there. 23.9, 34.9, 31.2, 25.6. All right, y'all watch what I do here. I'm giving y'all a shortcut. Go to your calculator, stat, edit, and type in 29.5, 39.5, 49.5, 59.5. Delete, 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 delete. And type in 23.9, 34.9, 31.2, and 25.6. Go to stat, first variable statistic, calculate, put in a frequency list, F2 or L2, which is second, 2, and calculate. And there's your X bar, which is your mean, is 44.56, and your standard deviation is 10.518.
All right.
You can do that on a calculator.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can.
So the mean is 44.56, and the standard deviation is 10.52. And you feel good about yourself.
Yes.
Real good.
All right. So all of you are here now. What are you supposed to do for Wednesday?
You'll
Video.
Watch the video. It will be of the Tuesday, Thursday. It'll be called Tuesday, Thursday, Unit 1 pretest. Watch that for Wednesday. The test starts Wednesday. The homework and the test have dates on it. See y'all next week.
Will the video be on Blackboard or My Labs Map?
I don't have anything on Blackboard. It'll be on.
Student drivers and athletes are now dismissed.
It'll be on.
Student drivers and athletes are now dismissed.
Right here. Are you looking at the screen?
Yes, sir.
Right here, files. Under recordings. It'll be on the post page, or it'll be on this page. Or it'll be right here. It'll be on this page right here, and it'll say unit. It'll say Tuesday, Thursday, Unit 1 pretest. Okay?
All right, and our test will be where our homework has been.
Everything's on there. If you look at it, you'll see it. It's on there.
Have a good rest of your week.
You too.
Thank you.
Oh, it'll show up probably Wednesday at 8 o'clock. It'll show up on My Labs Math Wednesday. So don't look for the test until Wednesday.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
They did well for the last few minutes.
Car riders are now dismissed. Car riders are now dismissed. Flat Rock 3, Flat Rock